Okay, so welcome back. This is lecture 11 of auditing concepts. Okay, for CMA Intermediate June 2022 attempt. ठीक है, तो lecture 11 है. Study material पे चलते हैं हम. The next point was propriety audit. ठीक है. Next is called as propriety audit. ठीक है. इसमें क्या होता है ना, for much bigger organizations like the government and all, you do a full-fledged propriety audit. ठीक है. But smaller organization वगैरह propriety audit अलग से नहीं कराते. It will be a part of your normal audit. ठीक है. इसमें का एक छोटा part रह सकता है for your smaller organizations. ठीक है. So propriety audit है क्या? ठीक है. It is concerned with the truthfulness and fair. It is not just concerned with truthfulness and fairness of the financial statement. Normal audit, financial audit क्या करता है? It says your financial statements represent a true and fair view, correct? ठीक है, of the state of affairs and your operational results. ठीक है. Proprietary audit का focus इसमें ज्यादा नहीं रहता. ये तो है ही है. Okay. When a proprietary audit is done, so of course it will see whether your balance sheet is representing a correct position. ठीक है. Okay. But इसका जो है focus जो है, इसका main focus रहता है, okay, the transactions entered into by the client, business practices and activities undertaken are not against public interest. ठीक है, are not against public interest. ठीक है. तो propriety बोलते हैं ना, propriety के जैसे audit के definition में वगैरह हमने we have seen the use of the word propriety. ठीक है. Propriety word is used कि ये देखते हैं कि आप अपना काम कितने ईमानदारी से करते हैं. ओके, हाउ ऑनेस्ट आर यू, इन एक जनरल इसमें बता रहा हूं आपको. दिस इज जस्ट टू सी कि आप आपका काम ईमानदारी से कर रहे हो. ओके, दैट्स व्हाट इज प्रोप्राइटी ऑडिट. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पे जो है ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू, ठीक है, दैट विल गो पैरेलली. वो है, ठीक है, वो तो रहेगा. ओके, बट इनका मेन पर्पस होता है कि ऑल ट्रांजैक्शंस, वर्क प्रैक्टिसेस, एवरीथिंग इज नॉट अगेंस्ट पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट. ओके, so company can be really profitable, but the work it is doing might be against public interest. ठीक है. So then such a company will fail propriety audit, although financially it is very successful. ठीक है. Legally also maybe it is not doing anything wrong. Legally भी ऐसा कुछ गलत नहीं कर रहा, but overall the work which is doing it can be against public interest. ठीक है. So proprietary audit में ये देखा जाता है तो work is not against public interest. So इसीलिए most importantly proprietary audit is associated with the government. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे है कि proper conduct, whether the company is living up to the standards of proper conduct. ठीक, काम ठीक जो है सही डायरेक्शन से काम कर रहा है कि it is working, okay, with a good thought in mind or not. Okay. यहाँ पे इन proprietary audit जो है your legal, economic and financial are all equally important. ठीक है. So legally there should be no wrong. ठीक है. That is checked in all other audits also. Financial also in other audits. ठीक है. And economic also. So whatever it is doing economically, it should not go against the country. Although legally it is correct, but economically, ठीक, maybe what it is doing, it's possible कि कोई एक कंपनी है वो जो काम कर रहा है is doing a very good job, okay, earning good profits. The work it is doing might hamper some other Indian companies only. ऐसा हो सकता है. Okay, something like that. So that should not happen. So then it will fail propriety audit. ठीक है. चलो, यहाँ पे जैसे मतलब जो propriety audit है इसमें मेन आपको लिखना है क्या? फर्स्ट थिंग इज व्हाट इज प्रोप्राइटरी ऑडिट. ठीक है. So it is ये मेन चीज है, the activities undertaken by a company are not against public interest. ये आपको लिखना है फर्स्ट. ओके, activities undertaken are not against public interest. ठीक है. So see that the business lives up to the standards of proper conduct. ठीक है, and legal, economic and financial are all equally important. ठीक है, this you have to write. And then in two examples, one is it is an essential element of government audit. ठीक है, जो CAG है, he examines the propriety of all government expenditures. ठीक है, now in government thing, government case, propriety audit is very very important. ठीक है, because they collect lots of funds. The CAG will have to determine that the funds have been used properly in the interest of the public. ठीक है, so it's not been used as per the whims and fancies of certain individuals. ठीक है, so that is why propriety audit is done. ठीक है, so propriety audit पे आपको क्या करना है ना, propriety audit में जरूरी नहीं कि fraud ही गलत होगा. It might not be a fraud. It can be on the face of it will be a purely legal expenditure. Okay, but ठीक है, it might not be very good, you know, when you compare it for the needs of the general public. ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. ओके, ठीक है, सो चलो ये है, and it should not be influenced by personal interest of the government authorities. ठीक है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि just make sure that government expenditure, ठीक है, is used in the interest of the general public. वो मेन पॉइंट है आपका प्रोप्राइटी ऑडिट का. ओके, सी ऑडिट में कैसा होता है ना, देखिए जैसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि मैंने फेक क्या गया था. फेक क्या गया था मीन्स, so basically what I'm saying in Hindi we say like I just wrote whatever came to my mind, I wrote and came. ठीक है, so in audit, yeah, it applies, but the main point around which you can generalize, the main point should be correct. Around that you can generalize. That is propriety audit जो है, इसमें you have to write this main point that it is to check whether activities are undertaking not against public interest. ठीक है, this is the main point, that this is done in propriety audit. So if this you write, then you can generalize a bit. That's okay. ठीक है, okay. So for government, CAG examines whether expenditure is incurred in interest of general public, and Companies Act also, ठीक है, requires auditor to look into some specified matters to ensure that the directors do not engage in misappropriation and siphoning of funds. यहाँ पे make sure that the directors are not misappropriation money. For that, certain things are mentioned in the Companies Act. ठीक है, so under Companies Act जो audit होगा वो तो statutory audit होगा, correct? So in this case, this is, you know, what this is mentioned, this is under the principle of propriety audit, but propriety audit separately आप नहीं करेंगे companies में. So this per section 143 is a section of the Companies Act. ठीक है, so you will adhere to it in your statutory audit, but this part जो है ये propriety में आ जाता है. Okay, as I said, propriety audit है ना, इसमें आप बस ये देख रहे हैं, right, that funds are not used against the public interest. ठीक है, याद रखना, it will not be a fraud or something like that on the face of it. कोई illegal activity fraud ऐसा नहीं होगा, but it will be against public interest. ठीक है, ओके. सो जैसे एक एग्जांपल मैं बताता हूँ कि से cigarette manufacturing company, okay, it is manufacturing 1 lakh packets of cigarettes every month. Okay, ठीक है, so now suddenly it has started manufacturing 5 lakhs packets of cigarettes. ठीक है, so legally say there is no problem, it can manufacture 5 lakhs, but in terms of public interest, now it is promoting smoking more, correct? 1 lakh say 5 lakhs, so it will have to do some explaining on that, so it will fail proprietary audit. So though it is not illegal, what it is doing is not illegal, वो समझना है आपको. In proprietary audit it will not be illegal. Okay, it won't be a fraud or something. ठीक है, तो चलो ये है, तो आराम से आप इन प्रोप्राइटरी ऑडिट पे आप शॉर्ट नोट आएगा, आता है. ठीक है, बहुत, क्योंकि लोगों को समझता नहीं ना क्या है ये, व्हाट इज प्रोप्राइटरी ऑडिट, लाइक यू नॉर्मली बाय द वर्ड यू वोंट अंडरस्टैंड, तो दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, इसको याद रख लेना, जस्ट मार्क दिस ऑफ, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, प्रोप्राइटरी ऑडिट. ओके, शॉर्ट नोट कम्स, so जैसे मैंने बताया है, जस्ट राइट इट अकॉर्डिंगली. ठीक है, the things which I have highlighted. Okay, then next is what, operational audit. ठीक है, तो ना ऑपरेशन ऑडिट जो है ना, ये जो है इसका जो फोकस इज नॉट ऑन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स दैट मच, ठीक है। इसका फोकस इज नॉट ऑन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स, द बुक्स जस्ट vouching the vouchers with the books of primary entry and then with the secondary entry, all those things they won't do, okay? That is not subject matter of operational audit. Operations means your entire activities of the organization, that is called as operations, correct? Okay, when you call someone an operations manager, is managing the entire activities of the organization, it's called an operations manager, okay? So what is operational audit? Okay, involves examination of all operations and activities of the entity. Okay, so what audit you do not, इसमें ये नहीं है कि you will go and start checking the books and all that, okay? There, in this case, it is different from other audits, okay? Objects is, okay, examination of control structure. See that your control structure is proper, that one manager doesn't have too many managers under him. Okay, he is having enough span of control that he can control actually. Okay, relation of department controls to general policies and its relation with control of other departments. Okay, if when you are talking of one department, okay, see how the controls of the department is compared to the general policies, compare it with other departments. Okay, just seeing how is the control structure. Okay, so in operational audit, if you have got one team, okay, there is one manager and you feel there are too many people under him to control, okay, this becomes a subject matter of your operational audit. Okay, here there is nothing about money. In fact, like if you segregate some employees out, you will have to appoint one more manager, so you will have to spend more. Okay, but these kind of things will be seen whether control is proper or not. Okay, it provides an appraisal whether department is operating in conformity with prescribed standards laid down by the management. Okay, and sees that all departments are following management standards or not. Okay, so in general, it will also see that efficiency and economy are maintained. Okay, okay, and that all systems and controls, whatever controls, are properly implemented or not. Okay, these are all general points of this. Okay, okay, and it will also check the capacity utilization if there is too much of idle capacity in the production department. Okay, and other things. Okay, then other things are economically performed. Okay, whatever task it is doing. Okay, similar to the example I gave you, cost is 100, but it could have been completed in 98. Do you have such a scenario? All these things also will be looked in that. Okay, कुछ type of audits रहेंगे आपको, where you know you will have common things, that this thing is done there also, this also. Okay, so that is okay, but क्योंकि all these kind of audits, they are used in specific scenarios. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए ऐसा नहीं होता है कभी भी कि two types of audit जिसमें से 50% of the same things are done, they will not be done together. Okay, it will not happen, duplication doesn't happen. ठीक है, तो चलो, तो ये हो गया आपका. तो operations audit, what does it do? It just checks the operations. main thing आपका देखना, control structure of the entity, this is what you have to write. ठीक है, it examines the control structure of the entity and sees that all department controls and all, ठीक है, are proper, controls are properly set, efficiency and economy is maintained, capacity is properly utilized. Okay, this is the main thing. Okay, so the scope, what are the things done? Okay, so earlier it was a branch of internal audit. Okay, but as a branch of internal audit, for operational audit, enough time was not being given. Okay, jitna operational audit ke liye, you have to see many things. Okay, so as a part of internal audit, that much time was not been given, so it was separated out. Okay, so internal audit, you know, it focuses on the accounting operations more. Okay, but operational audit has a much wider scope. It covers all operations such as production, marketing. Okay. In fact, its main focus is not on accounting operations. Not that it will not oversee, it will oversee it. Okay, but it will not do that in detail like internal audit. Okay. It will see all the operations. Okay. कहीं किसी भी function में any defect, if it gets, then it will report it to the management. Okay. So it is actually a management tool. Okay. It's a management tool to get first-hand information. Okay. So very big organizations or very huge organizations where management is at a distance from actual operations. Okay. Management cannot see the actual operations. There they get operational audit done. So they get a first-hand information whether all controls are proper. Okay. The span of control of managers are okay. Okay. If there are things like there are two managers, between them a certain activity is to be covered, but is it there is something, a common part which is being neglected by both? He feels that he will do it, he feels that he will do it. Are there those kind of things? Okay. All those things are found out in your operational audit. Okay. Okay. So useful in large organizations. Okay. It helps the management. Okay. So the management information system in operational audit. Okay. It takes care of. Okay. It has a routine performance report. Okay. The management, so the operational audit system, it gives information to the management as a routine performance report from department heads, internal audit reports. All this come under this. Okay. Surprise checks. So it will collect all the, it will do some surprise checks, inspections, investigation. Okay. And all this. Okay. So all this is done by to control the management managers. Okay. Control the managers, because in the end operations are taken care of by managers. Okay. To make sure that all managers are doing the work. ठीक है, ये है इसमें मेन बात है. So यहाँ पे जो है ना, जैसे for large organizations or geographically vast entities, okay, they may make use of operational audit. Okay. Top management themselves cannot find out whether all work is going on properly or not, so operational audit is carried out. ठीक है. So ये हो गया हमारा ये पार्ट. चलो बाकी चलना है. Continuous audit is the next part. Okay. जैसे नाम बता रहा है हमको continuous audit, that means auditing will go on throughout the year. वो मतलब है इसका. Okay. Meaning is auditing will go on throughout the year. Okay. So this definition दिया गया from Institute of Internal Auditors USA. You don't need not quote it. ठीक है. इसे quote करने की जरूरत नहीं. Just see what is continuous audit. ठीक है. वो हमको लिखते आना चाहिए. Okay, so method used to perform control and risk assessments, that means auditing. Okay, to perform auditing, okay, automatically on a more frequent basis. Okay, so यहाँ पे main thing is you don't have periodic reviews. Okay, you don't have periodic reviews of a sample of transactions. Normally क्या होता है auditing में? You pick up a sample, right? You pick up a sample and you test the sample, right? So, and that is done periodically. So normally either once in a year, once in 6 months. Okay. Okay. So यहाँ पे you do not do this. You don't test periodically, but you test 100% of transactions. Okay. And regularly audit goes on and on. Okay. So audit staff are regularly there in the client's place and they keep on doing auditing. Okay. So they don't work for wait for the work to be completed or something. Parallelly audit goes on and on. Okay. Okay, whatever transaction happens, that is audited. Okay. So here इसमें बस ये है कि technology is key to enable it. For continuous audit, technology is very much essential. Physically it is difficult to do it. Okay. So ये चीज है आपका, that is continuous audit. So basically क्या है? What is continuous audit? ठीक है? Audit will be done automatically on a more frequent basis. ठीक है, it is regularly it will go on. Okay, so as against periodic reviews, you will have an ongoing audit of which tests the 100% of transactions. ये main है, that's about continuous audit. ठीक है, और इसका another definition is examination and verification of a firm's financial transactions and the supporting documents. So audit में what happens? You verify the financial transactions and the supporting documents. ठीक है, you go back to the source documents and verify it. Correct. So this is done continuously throughout the year at regular or irregular intervals. That means regular means you are doing it, let us say, on every Monday, every week. Every week you're coming and doing on Monday. That is regular. Okay. Irregular means sometimes you've done it on Monday. Okay. And next time maybe you have not come next week, but you have come after 15 days. Sometimes you have come after 4 days. Okay. So that is also continuous audit. But the difference between two visits will never be the same time. Okay. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे what is the relevance of continuous audit? It generates alarm triggers. That is, anything is wrong, very early you will come to know. ठीक है, it's not that you are waiting till the end, then it will be found out. ठीक है, so if say something, there's some fraud which is originating now, so within a week, 10 days, the auditor will come to know. Okay, so that is the plus point of continuous audit. ठीक है, चलो, and इससे क्या होता है, because now auditing is going on continuously. Okay, normal now this continuous audit normally is performed by internal auditors. ठीक है, internal auditors, because you need people who stay there continuously. Okay, and so it eliminates year-end workload. Year-end audit is reduced, the workload is reduced a lot. ठीक है, so let us see basic features of continuous audit. Okay, ये चीज है, that was explanation on continuous audit. Okay, now what we are going to see, basic features of continuous audit. ठीक है, process conducted throughout the year. Okay, so it will be regularly done, conducted at regular or irregular intervals, testing of 100% transactions. Technology is important. ठीक है, provides advance notice about errors and irregularities. ठीक है, and surprise visits by auditor are involved. This is the basic features. Very simple. Okay, straightforward बिल्कुल है, right? So this is continuous audit is very important. It's much asked questions. Not just in CMA but also in various universities, in other exams, CS and all. Okay, so this continuous audit is a very famous question. Okay, चलो, necessary of necessity क्या है continuous audit का? Why is it necessary? Necessary where is it necessary? Where internal controls are inadequate, or where internal controls are not good, so you have to keep on doing continuous audit. Or transactions are in large numbers, in the end you won't be able to manage. ठीक है, or third is management is interested in getting accounts audited periodically. ठीक है, so management policy is to get it audited periodically. ठीक है, this can be necessity of continuous audit. Need for continued audit ऐसा भी पूछा जा सकता है. Okay, need for continuous audit. Okay, clear है, simple है बिल्कुल. ठीक है, then advantages of continuous audit ये भी बिल्कुल similar है. Okay, first is early location of errors and frauds. ठीक है, as I said, we'll get to know within 10 days normally. Okay, that is one good thing. If you get to know early, then you can rectify quickly. ठीक है, and guidance is client will get guidance. ठीक है, even if it is being done by internal auditors, not all internal auditors are employees of the management. ठीक है, internal audit work is also assigned to, many times assigned to some external auditors. ठीक है, so in that case client will get continuous guidance that okay, you can do this better and all that. ठीक है, so that is one good thing. Finalization of accounts and completion is on time. Okay, because you don't have to check everything at the end. Moral check. Okay, moral check is definitely if the audit staff is there to, I mean, every now and then you have the audit staff. So employees will not dare to do any fraud or something. Okay. And or improve statutory auditors focus. That is, when statutory auditor comes, again he is responsible for everything. Okay. But if the internal audit has been done, say by a proper auditor, okay, although he is an internal auditor, okay, proper auditor has done it, then statutory auditor can trust him. Okay. So he can focus on the more important parts. Okay. So that is the thing here about focus. ठीक है, और less important parts में ज्यादा देखने की जरूरत नहीं. It doesn't need to look at lesser important parts that much. Okay, these are the advantages of continuous audit. बिल्कुल simple है. Get anything of this sort, बढ़िया एकदम, very easily you can write. Okay, now next is demerits of continuous audit. ठीक है, disadvantages क्या है? Okay, see, one major disadvantage is figures which have already been checked can be changed by the client, okay, by the employees of the client. You've done the audit, now you've done the audit and you will now do the future things, right? So then anyone from the client's employees, they can change those figures again, correct? That is one problem, okay? An auditor will visit frequently, so it can cause inconvenience to the employees, correct? Every now and then, if somebody is working, every now and then someone comes, it starts checking, that will also create a problem. Okay. So there can be one more thing, that clash of duties between staff and auditor. Okay. So now your client has to do, your staff has to do something important. Auditor has come, auditor is asking in some questions now. Okay, that can cause a clash, correct? It is more expensive because definitely time spent is more. Okay, so continuous audit is more expensive. Easily it will be more expensive, correct? Because you have to do the auditing almost regularly, right? Let's say once every week if you do. Okay, even then, so otherwise annual audit will be done only once in a year. Okay, so this is going to be very expensive. Okay, work of audit becomes too mechanical and repetitive, because they then get used to it. It becomes a regular work, not like a special test. Okay, it becomes a regular work, they can also become complacent. Okay, ठीक है, तो ये हो गया आपका कंटिन्यूअस ऑडिट. ओके, वेरी सिंपल, बिल्कुल आराम से आपका हो जाएगा कंटिन्यूअस ऑडिट. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वाला इज अगेन दिस कैन कम इन अ स्मॉल शॉर्ट नोट. ठीक है, इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम्स ऑडिट. ठीक है, बड़ा सिंपल चीज है. व्हाट इज इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम्स ऑडिट, विल टेल यू. ठीक है, अच्छा, जस्ट रिमेंबर दिस नेम. ठीक है, समटाइम्स इन योर objective type questions, ठीक है, or if match the following something like that comes, ठीक है, then in that you have this name. Sometimes they'll give you name. So if you know that Ron Weber is related to auditing, at least information systems audit, if you can remember, well and good. At least if you can remember he is related to auditing, it will be easy to match up for you. That's why I'm saying remember. ठीक है, तो नाम याद रखना. Okay, now definition अपने को नहीं रटना है. Okay, we don't have to learn definitions. Okay, so what is information audit? It evaluates asset safeguarding, data integrity, system effectiveness and system efficiency. ठीक है, in computer based information system. Name itself is information systems audit. That is computer audit actually. ठीक है, if all data is safe in your systems, it is computer, laptop. Okay, so it evaluates asset safeguarding because all data of asset is there in your computer, right? So it has to see whether all data is properly maintained. So asset safeguarding and all data integrity, systems effectiveness. Okay, that there should be no virus or no loss of data. Those things are tested here. Okay, it's a test for computer systems, that you have installed proper antivirus, or is there any challenge of losing data. Okay, It has arisen for 7 major reasons. Okay, why is information system audit needed? These are the reasons. Okay, consequences of losing data resource. So nowadays, data is everything, correct? If you lose data, you know what will happen. Okay, so that's why it is important. Then possibility of misallocating resources. Okay, you can misallocate resources based on incorrect data. Sorry. Okay, based on incorrect data, you can misallocate resources. Okay, that can result in big losses. Okay, possibility of computer abuse if computer systems are not controlled. You can have employees stealing data and all that. Okay, many times data are stolen, sold to competitors. Okay, that should not be possible. Now, high value of computer hardware, software, and personnel. Because of that, so uh, say software crashes or hardware crashes, that to replace it, you have to spend lots of money. Correct? These are all costly things. So, which is why it is important. Information systems audit, which will also guide regarding maintenance of these things. Okay? High costs of computer error. So, computer error is okay. There are high costs regarding that. See, nowadays the work is so quick. Okay, so if you know something happens, your organization doesn't function for 1 hour, there is a major loss assigned to it. Okay, okay, need to maintain privacy of individual persons. There's also data privacy. Okay, and privacy of personal data as well. Okay, that also you have to maintain. Okay, need to control the evolutionary use of computers. Day by day use of computer, many different things to which computers are used. Okay. So because of that also there is a need for information systems audit, so you can keep it on check. ठीक है, तो ये है आपका इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम्स ऑडिट. तो बेसिकली शॉर्ट में बोलूं तो बस ये कंप्यूटर के से सॉफ्टवेयर, आपका डेटा स्टोरेज, your software, data storage, all other things, you're just doing an audit of that. Okay, because in other words, in that system everything is there in your, say, in your laptop computers or in your servers. Okay, so all that data is checked. What is seen is you have got proper antivirus installed and all that. Okay, and all these points. So simple चीज है, बिल्कुल आप अपने you can write in your words. ठीक है, अपने वर्ड्स में आप लिख सकते हो. बस इसको just prepare for a 5 marks short notes. ठीक है, इसमें ये रॉन वेबर का नाम याद रख सकते हो, याद रखना just in case. Okay, in relation to information systems audit. Okay, चलो. सो नेक्स्ट हमारा आ रहा है, ये भी एक शॉर्ट नोट है आपका. ठीक है, इसमें भी एक शॉर्ट नोट आ सकता है. दिस कॉल्ड फाइनल ऑडिट. सो दिस इज योर year end audit जो है ना. Statutory audit is also a final audit. Okay, it's done at the end of the year. So here it's conducted at the end of the accounting year, after the books of accounts have been closed. ठीक है, तो क्या प्रोसीजर है? What is the procedure of final audit? It does not interrupt with the regular functioning of the client's accounting. Okay, so now that problem is solved, right? With the which we saw would be there with continuous audit. The auditing staff always will be around. Okay, here they will not interrupt it. At the end they will come and they'll start checking after your books are closed. Okay, okay, so in one session it will get completed. There will be good continuity. Okay, an auditor normally uses statistical sampling methods. Okay, so sampling, you have sampling techniques. Using that you select best samples. Okay, normally no, these are all good techniques. Okay, it works fine. Okay, so and so because of sampling techniques and all, you'll save lots of time. Okay, you don't have to check everything. You're checking one sample which is representative of the population. Okay, possibility of tampering with the books is not there now, because books are closed. After that only you are checking. Now that problem is also solved. Okay, okay. Then what are the limitations and precautions of final audit? Major disadvantage that all errors and fraud are found at the end of the accounting period. So something which you could have discovered and stopped early in the year, that now will get continued till the end of the year. Okay, this is one major disadvantage. Okay, and there is a delay in presentation of audited financial statements to the shareholders. Okay, so always, they will have to wait till the end to get the audited financial statements. Okay, and just to shorten the delay, to lessen the delay, auditor will use sample testing. Okay, which again reduces the possibility of detection of errors and frauds. Okay, if you try to cut it now, statistical sampling and all are scientific methods. So normally everything gets detected, but here already there is a problem with delay because you're starting at the end of the year. So if you start with a mindset that you have to complete it very soon, ठीक है, तो आप और भी अगर shorten करने जाओ उसको, if you try to shorten it even more, then it will create a problem definitely. Okay, so this is about final audit. चलो, okay, so I think ये हो गया हमारा, बिल्कुल हम लोग very quickly one by one all concepts we are completing. So I have sent out a डेट नोट ऑल्सो. ठीक है, तो आप देख लेना जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था सिमिलरली. सो आफ्टर एवरी 3 days 1 day will be dedicated to auditing. Okay, I'll try to push through as many lectures as possible. ठीक है, so we'll complete your course, don't worry, just go with me, whatever I'm completing, complete in the next 3 days. ठीक है, so your preparation come revision will get over together. ठीक है, auditing is very simple. Okay, just be with me, I'm telling you. Okay, just be with me. आपको to do well, study well based on whatever I am telling you, only that much. Okay, out of 50 you can easily get about 40 if you do well. Okay, if you do an average job also, but go through these lectures and say you are not remembering everything, but even if you do an average job, still you will get 30 out of 50 easily. Okay, chalo. Okay, so that's it. So yeah, of your final audit. So next is interim audit. So this we will यहाँ से हम continue करेंगे. Okay, so I'm going to continue from here to here in the next lecture. Okay, fine. So just keep pace with me.